It was my third long tour in Iraq, and I'd done 3 smaller short tours between the second long one and this one. We ran over 200 combat missions during that deployment. Our area of operations was over 17,000 square kilometers for our one company. All 200 missions went well. They were prosecuted. We hit all our targets. What was really going on with me at that time was I had become so angry, just seeing the horrible things that people do to each other, and it had turned me into practically a narcissistic sociopath, just full of anger and hate, and I didn't know what to do with it.
We would do these missions, and I would volunteer to take point. Even though I was a squad leader at this time, I'd already got promoted. I'm an E5, and the reason being was I wanted all my guys to come back home. You know, if anybody was gonna get blown up, it was gonna be me because I made the mistake.
I was closed in walls of contemplation. Throw me in a maze with no place to hide.
So I'd always take point. I'd always have the guys walk behind me, spread apart. So if an IED does go off, it only takes out one guy and it doesn't take out everyone. And that's the way I used to have it. So I'd have all my guys behind me, probably 15 meters, 20 meters behind me while I walk forward. And I check the area and scan for IEDs. And most of the time I would find them until this one time I missed the IED. I was walking, they checked with me on the radio and I was like, roger that, hey, area's clear. They pushed the Bradley up forward, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, you hear a loud explosion, and I remember my heart beating, and I'm just like, I can't believe I dropped the ball on this. I can't believe I dropped the ball on this. I'm just sick to my stomach. I was like, guys are dead right now because of me. Next thing you know, they called on the radio, hey, everybody's dismounted, everybody's good, just knock the ramp out of the Bradley and push the hole in the back. And I'm like, what? Nobody's dead? And they're like, yeah, nobody's dead, everyone's good.
The concept of self in my life completely changed. When you join the military, the Marine Corps, Air Force Special Tactics, these elite units, it's not about you anymore. It really becomes about the brother that you're fighting with in combat. It's not about your personal survival. It's really about taking care of the brother next to you. It's really about protecting this country, and your life is just a part of it. Giving your life is just a part of the process.
Something happened to me where I just switched. It was like I was no longer good anymore. It was just evil. All I wanted to do was just kill everything. I'm lighting up this area with mortars. That's it. I didn't even ask him for approval. I didn't ask him for anything. I'm like, this is what's gonna happen. Pushed up to code. I had set up everything like I normally do. I set up my mortar systems, my grenade launchers, sniper rifles, and then this time we had a Humvee up there with an additional 50 cal. And all of a sudden, next thing you know, I see something come in, come out, so fast. And I remember seeing my pant legs just rip apart. And I'm just laying there, and I'm like, I can't believe I'm out of the fight.
Please, we need to get this guy out of here ASAP. I'm not going anywhere until my men are clear.
I cannot believe I'm out of the fight. This sucks.
Perseverance through the most difficult circumstances and the strength to overcome these situations is required to serve in our military. Whether Army, Air Force, Navy, Marines, or Coast Guard, the newly enlisted or the seasoned veteran, each plays a significant role in the critical task of protecting our United States and every U.S. citizen. Did you know that more people served in Iraq and Afghanistan than in Vietnam? So what did they do in the heat of the battle? In the aftermath? How do they handle the fear, the anxiety, anger, disappointment? Who do they rely on besides their team? Did they call on God? Who can they really trust? How are they to handle the guilt they're bringing home, the residue of war? How can they unsee what they've seen, unhear the horrific sounds that are seared in their minds? When the ones who have trained to defend our country are in need, who is defending them? When a warrior is wounded inside, where do they turn? Who will they trust? For the physical, visible wounds, there is surgery, therapy, rehabilitation. But what about the wounded souls? The ones who are lost and hurting, where do they turn? They need hope.
We lost about 5 guys, you know, and that's when things started taking a toll on me. I remember suicide bomber went off, boom. All you see is the cloud, smoke. After everything kind of subsided a couple minutes, I went out there and I was telling everybody, hey, ruh libet, and that's get inside your house.
Get off the street! Get inside!
And I remember seeing this older gentleman. He had a wheelbarrow and he was kind of crying. And I'm like, get inside your house.
I said get your stuff inside! That's enough! What?
That's a child.
What?
What, have you lost your mind?
What are you talking about?
You gone numb?
If it wasn't for me, we'd all be dead.
I just told him, put the kid inside the wheelbarrow and get inside your house. And I remember seeing the faces of all my guys. Me, I didn't think anything of it. I was like, let's go, continue patrolling, push.
The place that we were going into this night, we knew it was going to be a bad night.
Go.
Right after that initial machine gun fire in the doorway, we hadn't sorted everything out yet, but one room we went into, we were getting ready to clear it. So I was the guy that would throw the concussion grenade or flashbang. I stepped around, I threw it in the room, and I remember I just had that quick snapshot of the room as I stepped back. And I remembered in that snapshot seeing essentially a little baby's crib. And I knew from the way I threw that flashbang, that's where it was gonna land. Having that image in my mind and just saying, Lord, protect that baby.
Show me your hands.
And I remember seeing the mother holding the baby. That was one of the nights that really shook up a lot of guys and tested a lot of guys.